Okay, start recording. Good afternoon, everyone. In the previous class, we have learned about machine loaders and linkers, the functions of loaders, and the functions of the absolute loader, bootstrap loaders. And apart from this, we have also learned the design of the loaders and also what are the algorithms and data structures needed for the design of a two-pass loader. Okay, after this we have gone for the machine dependent features. The machine dependent features were program relocation and program linking. Today's class, let us start up with machine independent loader features. So in the machine independent loader feature, the very first feature is automatic library search. What exactly is a library? The very first thing is that we should know that what is a library. So here when you take it, the library files. For example, let us take your C. Okay, C program. There you will be having some standard libraries. Okay, in dynamic link libraries, DLLs, whatever you are going to call. Like let us take example for just printing some output or reading the input. You are taking scanf and printf functions. So these printf and scanf functions, these are present in some header file. Which is that header file? In the C language, printf and scanf functions, you are going to take it from a standard input output library file, and that is created as a header file and we are going to declare. Yes? Any problem with the things? Someone else is talking? So here standard input output header file helps you for printing the output or reading the input from. So this helps you a lot. The same way, if I take it for other languages, the same way if you take in the C only, you have math functions, you have and other functions like consume functions. If you take it, you have different things. All these things are stored as a header files in your library. So in this library, I can say that here from the library, you are going to take only the functions which you wanted. From the standard input output, only you are going to use only the printf and scanf things. And when you want to make use of any math library, there whether you want power or you want any other geometrical function, let's say AHA library, and from this library, how can I take? Now for a loader, now no one else is going to start it. It has to search for itself. So for these things, we have an option or a feature present in it that is called as automatic library search. So here, when you take it in your all the linking loaders, whatever I am saying as a loaders, almost all the loaders right now present, they can do this linking function also. So here, these loaders, when I say linking loaders, they can automatically incorporate some routines which are present in a library, which are going to form a sub-program library into the program being loaded. If I say here, some of the functions, for example, if I just declare this standard, okay, stdio.h, and from that, just if I'm going to make use printf, now when I say printf, directly your program, now the loader will go to that header file and it will search for that particular function from the lower header file, and it is going to load to your program, or I can say that load into the memory for execution. So these things will be done automatically. So we can say that it can automatically incorporate these subroutines which are going to form a subprogram library into the program being loaded.
Now here, what is this? What do we have in this? There is a standard system library, what it is present. So a standard system library. Now the subroutines which we are going to call in the program, how is it going to do it? I gave you example, the subroutines like printf function or scanf function, okay, getc, putc, some other functions, whatever you do call like. These subroutines which are called by the program, they are being loaded and are automatically fetched from the library. They are linked with the program and loaded into your memory. So all these things it's going to do automatically for you. So we do call this as a automatic library search. But how it's going to perform? Because our loader we have designed as a 2-pass loader. So where exactly this library functions, or we can say that the library search will happen, whether is it in a pass 1 or pass 2. If you go for okay, just look into the next slide. That is automatic library call. Whenever there is a call in your main program, what it does is, the first thing is that in your first pass, only it is going to check your header function, header records and defined records. Nothing else it's going to do in your pass 1. But after ending this pass 1, it is going to check the symbols in your symbol table. Some external symbols which are not defined or which are already present or which are not, you have represented but you have not at all defined these things, those things we call it as an unresolved external references. So after the end of the pass 1, it's going to check for, are there any symbols which have not resolved any external references. So if they are present, now what loader is going to do is, it's going to automatically, that is search in the library. It searches directly in the library and it fetches for this. Okay. So when I take it, yes, it searches in the library and a particular subroutine or a function, whatever you have defined with a particular name, all those things which are not defined in your main program, but these symbols are present and we call these symbols as the external symbols, and these symbol references are the addresses are not resolved. So these things, it's going to first check it out in the library, in the present library. Automatically it will search for it. Therefore, we do say it as an automatic library search. And it's going to fetch for that particular subroutines, whichever they are called for. So this is how it's going to perform this automatic library search. Let's go for the second option. It is called as a loader options. So these options, what exactly are these loader options? Already we are talking about the loader and what options it needs there. Okay, so here we are going to specify certain things for the loader. Here, for example, in your C program, some of the symbols are, if you are going to declare any global constants, you use hash define, or you use some header files by using include stdio.h. So by seeing this hash include, now this hash include is an instruction or an option given to the loader. When it sees this hash include, it comes to know that it has to include a stdio.h function into this, or a stdio.h header file it has to include. Like this, when I take hash define or hash include, then it's going to include these things into it. So we say that these functions, like these are the options in the C language by using hash as a directive, hash include or hash define, like these things we are going to give it out. Okay, so the same way here in our loaders, let us take an example for our SIC program. In the SIC program, also we are going to give some specific or special commands to it. How are you going to view these commands? So the special commands that can be given, as I said, that like a hash include, all those things are I can use as an instruction or a directive in this. And next thing is like some of the header files I want to make use, or some other files which I want to use here. For example, in your C language, you are taking, that is main program you have written in one file, and you have taken some UDFs, user defined functions in some other file, and you are linking both the things. So like this, I can take some separate files for my functions, or separate things I can take it, or two different programs I can do it, and later I can these two different files I can link them. So these things I can do it out. So that things I can say it with a separate file I can do it out. So here, how are we going to do this? Let us take an example, that is, if I want to give it as a special command. In this, the commands, what I can use is include, delete, change. Like these things, we can make use many other options which are present in it. So if you take it here, the include, let us see in our slide, what are the things, how it's going to allow. Now I'm include program name. Now I want to include, for example, in the library stdio.h. Now that stdio.h will become my program name. I'm including from the standard library or a dynamic link library. So dynamically it's going to link by itself and it's going to load for me. So the same way here also, I can include a program. See, a particular program, I want to take it from the existing library, that I can include by giving that program name and a library name. Anything I can make it. Or for example, now the program, or it can be a control section also. The control section, each control section will have its own name. Now if I want to take it, for example, include a control section 1 and make use of that. When I say it, it's going to use the control section 1, whichever it is present from a particular directory, it takes it. Similarly, delete, you can delete the program name, that is with the control section name, whatever you have given it, you can delete that particular thing. Or you want to change from old name to new name. Yes, you can change it. That is name 1 to name 2. So these things, these options, I can make use in my loader. Let us take an example. In my example, let me say that I'm including, see the things you can see, following lines are an example program. Include a read subroutine. Read, where it is present, it is present in a standard library called utility library, utilib. Utilib is nothing but utility library. Similarly, I want to make use of a write subroutine which is present, which is also present in utility library. So I can say that include a write from utility library. Now here I've used include, I'm including read and write, which is present in the utility library. Now let me say that already have used read record, write record, which was present in my case. Now what am I doing is, I want to delete this read record and write record, and instead I want to make use of a standard read and write functions which are present in the utility library. So what I do is, I'm going to change this read record as a read, a write record as a write. I can delete this read record and write record. So what happens is, wherever in your program you come across this read record, it will be changing itself to read. Wherever it finds the write record, it will be changing to a write. You need not go to each and every line and change read record as a read, write record as a write, all these things. You need not do it. You have written a program and where you have used read record, write record. But right now you have decided, I doesn't want this read record, write record. Instead, I make use of a standard read and write. Yes, you can make use of that library functions just by using this change option. You can change from old name to new name. so that in your program it's going to change from the old to the